Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sidekicks podcast. I am Julia Schwartz, and today we're going to be talking about 4 fantastic films from Happy Madison. All of these came out last year. I can't believe it. Happy Madison finally went back to making 4 films a year. We haven't seen something like that since 2011. The year where they gave us Jack and Jill and Bucky Lawson, Born to be a Star. All these movies were on Netflix, and I just binged every single one of them, and I'm gonna go in the order of how I watched them. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I love talking about Adam Sandler movies, that they're perfect material to talk about. Because everyone says that Adam Sandler's no longer funny, or he sold out to Netflix and stuff like that, but you know what? I actually think that these 4 films, or at least 3 of them, are actually pretty good, and a lot of people have been saying so as well, which makes me happy. First of these 4 movies is You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. The film plays out like a typical coming-of-age teen movie, except the big draw this time is that it follows a young Jewish family, specifically these 2 girls, and one of them is going to have a bat mitzvah soon. It really feels like Adam Sandler wanted to make this sort of like a John Hughes movie. It's meant to show a young person who's getting older, and they're supposed to be coming more into grips with being an adult, and you know, that transitional period from being a kid into an adult. And I think that it's a very personal film. You can clearly tell that it was meant for him and his family and his daughters especially. It's movies like this that really show that when Adam Sandler really tries, with movies like Punch Drunk Love or Reign Over Me or Uncut Gems or something like this, when he clearly tries to make serious films or films with more of a serious tone, he does a really good job. And that plays out into the next film I saw, Leo, which was considered one of the best animated movies of last year, and you know what? It really shows. Considering Adam Sandler doesn't have a great track record with animation, you know, everyone hates 8 Crazy Nights, even though, you know, I'm pretty on the fence about that film. And then you got Hotel Transylvania, and I think I only saw that once. Despite this film being their first attempt at making an animated CG movie, it's actually pretty good. And honestly, I haven't felt this way about a movie since, like, Inside Out. It's that good. It's a movie with a very simple story. It's about a class pet lizard played by Adam Sandler, who's getting taken care of by all the students because that's their class project. They all have to take care of the lizard. And eventually the lizard starts talking to the kids and figuring out their personal problems. Like, it's like with Bat Mitzvah, it feels like when Adam Sandler makes movies to be more personal, they actually do really well, and this is a great example of that. It feels like it's a movie that shows that kids really just need someone to be there for them and to listen to them. And there's lots of great messages, there's lots of funny moments. A lot of people don't like when Adam Sandler plays either, you know, a jerk, or if he plays, you know, a goofball with a funny voice. Here, he's the perfect combination of the two. Yes, he has kind of a silly voice, and every once in a while he has a kind of smart remark to something dumb around him, but he's actually a likable character. And you got a bunch of other great character actors in this film. You got the principal played by Rob Schneider, who surprisingly doesn't say, "You can do it." That really surprised me. It's a Happy Madison movie, and you're not going to get Rob Schneider to say, "You can do it." That's restraint. You got Bill Burr as the turtle that lives with the lizard, and you know, they have some pretty good banter back and forth. And surprisingly, you even have George Costanza in the film as one of the kids' parents. And then you got Murder Mystery 2, which, you know, the first Murder Mystery was actually pretty good. It was certainly a better Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston movie than Just Go With It, which felt like a 2-hour sitcom. This one actually had a pretty good story. It was simply a former cop and his wife whose relationship was on the rocks. They finally get the spark back in their relationship when they go on a vacation and they end up getting wrapped up in a big murder mystery and they end up cracking the case. It was a pretty fun movie. Their relationship is a little bit better. They have a couple of arguments every now and again, but their relationship is certainly better than it was in the beginning of the first film. They get invited to a wedding to a friend of theirs in India, but he ends up getting kidnapped. And along the way, they end up getting involved in yet another mystery, lots of twists and turns. There's at one point someone who is supposed to be some kind of higher-up that Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston look up to, but then he eventually becomes a double-crosser. There's also a cameo from Jillian from Workaholics. The movie ends in France as they have this big action set piece at the Eiffel Tower, and the entire time I was thinking, wow, I haven't seen an action comedy end at the Eiffel Tower since Rush Hour 3. Then you get to the last one, which is honestly the weakest of all these movies. I've seen this movie pop up on a couple of worst movies lists. Yeah, it kind of deserves it. It's The Outlaws. And this one doesn't even have Adam Sandler. So already, my expectations pretty low. Going back to Workaholics, this one has Adam from that show, Adam Devine, who also does the voice of one of the main characters in that Green Egg and Ham show. But he is getting married to this girl. He's never met her parents. They end up meeting the parents, and the parents, they don't like him, but then eventually it turns out that they're former bank robbers who are trying to get a giant sum of money for someone they owe money to. Eventually, this person ends up kidnapping their daughter, so now Adam and his future in-laws, they have to work together to get the money. It feels like they were trying to make something like Murder Mystery, and then mix it with like the Meet the Parents movies. Because the whole first half of the movie, it's pretty much like Meet the Parents, except instead of just the future father-in-law not liking him, also the mother-in-law doesn't like him. This is the one that feels the least like a Happy Madison movie because there's not a whole lot of Happy Madison people in it. There's a lot of new faces. The only Happy Madison person that seemed familiar was Adam's rival in the film, who has a more upscale bank compared to him, is played by the Missy from The Wrong Missy, which is another Happy Madison movie on Netflix. It's really bad, and then I looked into it, and it turns out this is actually from the same director. It's a shame, really. You had movies from Happy Madison that year that were good or great, and this is just the one that's like, you know, you didn't need to make this one. Yeah, other than you wanted to get some tax cuts or something, you didn't need to make that film. Anyway, that does it for this video from the Sidekicks podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you look forward to checking out some of these movies. Whatever you thought about these movies, feel free to comment them down below. And look forward to the next Julia Reviews, where I just review things.